and welcome to Obsidian Angel Tarot. This is our very first video, so thank you for joining us. We're going to start off this year. We've been wanting to do this for the longest time, but I think 2026, the 10-year technically, is a great time to start, and so that's why we're here. We're going to be doing annual predictions based on zodiac signs, and so we've got zodiac dice. We've got 3 tarot sets that we're going to be looking at. We're going to be looking at primarily the Animal Spirit Tarot. This is a wonderful set by Kim Krantz. Then we're also going to be pulling one card from the Tarot of the Divine just to see what the story looks like and maybe a lesson or takeaway for you from the stories that they have here, which are all rooted in some beautiful old stories. And then finally, we're also going to look at the Moonology Oracle cards. I think this is something that we see in a lot of tarot readings. Love the card, and it was just calling out to me. So we're going to be looking at all 3. And I haven't decided just yet on how we're going to be using the dice for this reading, but they're here if we feel called to use it. Yes, and let's get started. So I'm going to pull out each of the decks. Okay, so while we were shuffling this deck, a card did fall out, and I want to take a moment to look at this. Maybe this is just like a story to start the year. We've got the 8 of Swords in this, and the 8 of Swords shows a girl in fake skin, right? So she is currently sitting in what seems to be possibly a donkey's skin. Just going to keep it here. This is a really interesting piece. So the 8 of Swords is generally a pretty interesting card. Okay, so it looks like a girl who is covered in donkey's skin. She's surrounded by the 8 swords stuck in the ground, and you can see the castle in the distance. I'm going to take a second just to kind of take in what the card has to show, and I feel like it's clearly someone who's hiding, who feels mildly like persecuted probably, and is hiding from the castle. I'm going to see what the story is behind this card, because it's a very vivid card in the description that it's got. So I'm just going to read this out for you guys. So the 8 of Swords represents beings caught up in your own insecurities. Donkey Skin was forced into hiding to escape a bad situation. Now she is faced with a decision to continue the life she has created or to step out of her self-made prison. So I think this kind of resonates with a lot that I've been reading about the year 2026 and a lot of the Chinese astrology that comes around it. And it's a year of the fire horse, and it's all about getting out there and being yourself. And I think this just mimics that really well. So that's a nice way to start. All right, so I'm going to put this back into the deck, and then we're going to see what we get for our first zodiac sign. Okay. Our first zodiac sign is going to be Aries, and we're starting with this really beautiful orange stone. I am forgetting the names of all of these stones. I had them, but it's clearly been a long time since I've done a reading, and I don't know why I was called to today, so I'm going to go ahead with it. So yeah, I think this kind of matches all the Aries in my life. All right, let's see what cards come out for you guys. Okay, you did see that, right? Okay. All right, we're not getting any other cards, so we're going to keep the lizard. Also, I'm not taking reversals on this. It's just going to simplify it for today, yeah? So this is our first card, which is the lizard. We're going to look for our second card with the Moonology Oracle deck. What is in store for Aries in 2026? Okay, There are 3 cards. I honestly just wanted one, but we're gonna keep it for you guys just because clearly it's coming out. So let's see what it has to say. And then finally, let's see what comes to us from the Tarot of the Divine. I know these are a lot of the they're all technically non-traditional cards, but yeah, I'm not sure why this was just calling out to me. Just, okay, that's too many cards. We're just, okay, Aries, this is a long reading in itself, but clearly it's going to be a longer reading for you guys because I'm not sure why we got another 3 cards. Clearly, y'all are going to be getting more than you expected this year. So that's like the first thing that we've got. Just to match up to what we're doing, I'm going to put this on Aries so we can kind of see them here. So let's begin. So first up for Aries, we have got the Lizard, and this is a fire sign card. Now, traditionally, the Lizard is known as an expert of the realm for sensory perception and its sixth sense. What comes here is just tapping in to your intuition is kind of what I'm feeling. The year ahead is going to be a mix of a lot of things, but staying grounded, we see so much green here, even though this is a fire card. I feel like just staying grounded and tapping into your intuition is probably what's going to help you for the year ahead. We're going to come back and add more to this as we go, but I feel like the other cards are going to just help us with that. All right, the next 3 we have, oh wow, Aries got Aries. I kind of love when that happens. So we have new moon in Cancer. You and your loved ones are safe. A fiery climax approaches full moon in Aries, and then finally a time to give rather than take. New moon in Virgo, which is really interesting because we've got this very masculine sign and we've got it anchored by 2 quite feminine signs, I want to say. Yeah, to me, Cancer has always been quite leaning on the feminine side. And I think that's a really interesting piece of information, right? Okay, let's see what the oracles have to say. Okay, so we have the 3 cards, and what I'm seeing here, the first thing that struck me was the fact that these are both new moons, which is really interesting, right? Because this is definitely a time of new beginnings. But we've got intermixed with that, we've got this full moon here. And I'm just going to pull out the book because I know there's like a definition for the full moon that I want to be really precise about. It's not so much endings, but it is, yeah, it's results, forgiveness, and gratitude, which is really pretty interesting. The other thing that I often see with these 2 cards is this is all about putting family first, and putting yourself first as well in some ways, right? Like building routines, building practice. There's a certain stability that comes with Virgo. Together with this, a reminder that I think often comes with seeing a full moon in Aries. Aries tends to be quite gung-ho and full of gusto. And I think it might make sense to maybe slow it down. You don't have to rush into things. You don't have to override people around you. That's something to probably take away with you. Yeah, so this is what we're seeing so far, but let's see what the other cards tell us. And these are long stories, so I'm going to try to give you just like a brief of what the story is, and we'll go from there, honestly. Okay, so we have got the 7 of Swords. I'm going to bring this up. It's beautiful cards. Yeah, if you see that, we've got the wolf. And there's clearly someone in the background that's scaring the wolf, which is quite rare to see a scared wolf. We've got the sun, which I think is pretty appropriate. It is more for Leo, but it's still, I feel, appropriate for Aries from time to time. I'm going to slide the lizard over. And then our last is 10 of Wands. All right. So 10 of Wands, the Wands are again a fire sign, so we're going to keep that down. Very interesting visualizations here, right? It is, the sun is almost sitting on top of the Egyptian god's head here, which is quite interesting, I feel. It kind of shows that as you know, as tall as you stand, there's still probably something above and you know, above you in a lot of ways. And then we've got the 10 of Wands. Okay, it's probably the least common representation of 10 of Wands, and I feel that just makes it more complicated. I've honestly never seen this before, but the way I see it is it's breaking through the skull, and in some ways that feels like it's breaking through ego. But you see there's like these little green things around here, which I feel like it kind of looks like kidneys. I think it might just be me, but that is something I think you should just take into consideration, is just the way it is breaking through the skull. And I feel that everything here is resonating on the same thing, which is probably don't take yourself all that seriously, and respect the people around you, that they might have the best vision for you, best wishes for you. Don't listen to them blindly, of course, but like take into consideration what they have to say. And I think that comes back to the lizard, which is a really interesting animal. It's a really interesting card, the way that the design and the background reflects the skin of the lizard. And it shows that even though what's around you is different from you, it's still the same in some ways. So overall, Aries, I'm thinking going into 2026, keep an open mind, and just be ready for what is to come, and just be welcoming of what, you know, is out there for you. So yeah, I think that's what I've got for Aries. I feel like looking for some lucky numbers. Maybe we'll roll this thrice and see what lucky numbers are out there. Okay, so that's a 4. Yeah. Looked like an A, right? We have 11. Sorry, that went off camera, but that was an 11. Roll it one more time. And a 3. I'm not sure if you can see that, but that is a 3. Yeah. So Aries, that's what we've got for you. Going into the new year, just stay open to those around you. Stay open to the good vibes flowing in, and just trust your conscience. You've got this. I think you don't need to hide. Lizards, chameleons, they all kind of fall in the same family. And clearly you don't need to hide. You can just be who you are around the people who are near you, and trust that they've got good intentions. Okay, so that's it for Aries. I will see you on the next one. Thanks. Hello and welcome to the Gemini reading. We've got a few different cards that we're going to pull for you, Gemini, and we're going to see what you've got going on in 2026. Alrighty. Now, first I'm going to pull out a stone. Again, caveat, I'm not sure what the names of the stones are, so I'd appreciate if someone could mention it. But it's this very pretty white stone with green flecks, which kind of reflect the two sides that Gemini tends to have. Both great in their own way, both complementary in their own way, but yeah, they're both quite distinct. All right. I have the dice in my hand, so I'm going to start by rolling out to see what your lucky numbers are. Okay, so the first number we see is 3. The next number we see adds up to 3, but we have a 12. And lastly, we have a 10. Similar to the year 2026, which adds to a 10, we've got a 10. So as we have done for the last deck. We're going to start with this set from the Animal Spirit deck, I think. Yeah. Finally. All right, we have a starfish. Okay, I'm going to show you this before I keep it down. Please bear with me. I'm still figuring out how to do this. This is my first time. But anyway, we have a starfish. Super pretty. Fun fact about starfish, even if you cut off a limb, I think they still survive. Not sure. I will confirm that in the captions or like on screen somewhere, but yeah. Next, we've got the Moonology deck. There we go. Wow, Gemini. Looks like you're being quite uncharacteristically quiet this year. But next we've got Believe in the Impossible, the blue moon. This is a full moon and is one of the 12 moons that we've got. Yeah, so believe in the impossible, Gemini. Align that just a little bit. There we go. That's looking better. Okay. And our last deck, Tarot of the Divine. Let's see what we have here. We have the Ace of Swords. Okay, all right. That's super pretty. It shows the sword, and behind it there is a huge, huge, huge knot. Do you see that knot? It's just insanely tangled up and shows the sword that's going to break through it. And I think that seems to be the recurring theme for you guys, right? It's believe in the impossible. As I said, starfish is, I'm pretty sure that they survive even if they lose a limb. And then it's literally breaking through the impossible. Like, how poetic is that, Gemini? If 2025 and the years prior to this were a little difficult and you felt like things weren't going to plan, you weren't getting what you were hoping for, I think clearly this is the year where things are going to get better for you. That doesn't necessarily mean you have to be aggressive about it, but it also means you have the skills within you to actually fight through it, solve it, and get through, right? So I think that's really important. This is just a beautiful card. As always with the Tarot of the Divine, I'm going to pull out the book for the story because there is the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Swords meaning, which is, it's just like the start, right? It's that quick pace flame. But because this is Tarot of the Divine, there are stories connected to it, and I want to give you guys the stories. Okay, so we have the Ace of Swords, and this knot here is the Gordian knot. The Ace of Swords represents a sudden burst of inspiration, a new solution, a new way of thinking to break through a problem. Slicing through the Gordian knot begins a campaign to conquer new lands. Which is, I think that's just beautiful somehow, right? I love that. It's like a lot of positivity is coming with you as you enter this year. So if things are looking bleak, don't worry. It's totally gonna get better for you. Yeah. Also gonna look at what the starfish stands for. So starfish is one of the younger animals in the, I want to say like the fire belt that we have, and it's like somewhere in the middle in terms of development. So starfish is a natural and exquisite beauty, mesmerizing to all. Being around someone with starfish energy is a thrill, like you've been put under a spell of divinity itself. The problem is these creatures have been reliant on how they look and what other people think of them for so long that they may have forgotten their deeper calling. When this card appears, it's important to ask, am I being swayed by outward experiences? Sorry, am I being swayed by outward appearances? What dreams have I put aside to please others? I think, yeah, this whole thing feels like it's just circling and coming back to the idea of understanding yourself a lot better, right? And just taking a chance and finding out what you need to do and how you can probably overcome these hurdles. And okay, so the last one which we have is the first one that we have is believe in the impossible and the blue moon. So normally between every solstice you get 3 moons, sometimes you get 4 moons, and the 4th moon is the blue moon. Blue moon is largely about things that happen rarely. It's like once in a blue moon, right? Like it's a super rare occurrence. And I think 2026 will have pleasant surprises. This time with the Gordian knot, I feel like it's just, who's going to break that knot? Like, look at it. It just, I don't know who's going to break through that knot, but clearly I think all of this kind of comes together for me in the sense that the year ahead is a year where you need to look inward to the strengths that you already have and take every opportunity that comes your way. I think that's just the vibe that is getting to me right now. Y'all are Geminis. Leos are often considered the ones who are the stars, in a lot of settings, but I think Geminis do an amazing job as well. So yeah, just take the spotlight. You've got the tools with you to solve what needs to be solved, and the rare occurrence that something lines up, just go for it and you should get it. And yeah, I think that's all I have for you right now, Gemini. Thank you so much for stopping by. Okay, we're going to move on to the next, Taurus. Hello, and a big hi to my Taurian friends. Welcome to the video. All right, this might feel a little confusing, but I am called to this stone. I got it for Gemini as well, unfortunately, but looks like Gemini and Taurus are sharing some of the same things this year. Something about the green and then these little flecks of brown that I didn't see before. It just feels so earthy and grounded and so solid and so Taurus. So yeah, we're going to be looking at this. All right, let's dive in, Taurus. What are we looking forward to in 2026? I feel like most of the Taurians that I know don't really listen to astrology or like entertain astrology. But if you're a Taurian who is here, thanks for stopping by. I feel like this is calling out to me, so we're just going to go with that. Oh, wow, okay. We have got the crow. I will show that to you up close in just a moment. From our Moonology deck. Surrender to the divine, Taurus. What is going on? Do you see that these two look eerily similar? Like this pink and yellow patch is where it's empty here, and then the green is where you got the splotches. Okay, I'm reading too much into it, but I guess that's what I'm supposed to do. All right, and our last card. We're going for just one card from each deck because we've got a lot of things to go through. Taurus, you are being super cooperative with us this time. We have got the 10 of Swords. Okay, I'm going to run through all of these. We can clearly see quite a brutal image, don't you see? Someone has literally cut off their fingers and they're letting them drown, which is just really, really gnarly. Okay, and then we have the surrender to the divine, full moon. And then we have the crow. It is just so classic, and it looks like it's sitting on its egg, which I normally you don't see like two things in this. You normally just see the one animal, but this one is sitting on its egg. Yeah. or it's carrying something, but I feel like it's sitting on its egg, and I feel like this is the nest. All right, let us dive in. We're gonna start from here because this is just, yeah, that visualization is just stuck with me right now. So for Tarot of the Divine, it's connected to mythology stories. So I'm pulling out the book just to figure out what the story is. So, Ten of Swords is Sedna, Canada Inuit mythology. The Ten of Swords represents backstabbing and betrayal. Sedna's father pushes her from his kayak and chops off her fingers when she tries to cling to his boat. She sinks to the bottom of the ocean and becomes consumed with wrath, eternally seeking revenge. Okay, what's going on, Taurus? All right, let's see what we have on the other. So we have the Crow. Taurus, you're stumping me, so we're pulling in some support, right? Oh, there we go. It's right there. The crow has long been a symbol of magic. The crow personality is drawn to the supernatural and has a gift for seeing the unseen, knowing the unknown. It is said that the crow holds within its mind's eye the three realities: past, present, and future. Crow energy is potent and should only be tapped into when the mind is clear. Those with crow tendencies must balance their lives with a healthy diet, joyful friends, and regular self-study. Okay, I'm starting to see a pattern here. I'm not sure if you see it just yet, but I clearly do. Okay, so what I am getting is, first we've got this card here, which is really focused on revenge, right? Like that's really like the heart of what this card is. And then we've got the crow. The crow is mystical, magical. It's got a lot going on. It remembers the present, the past, the future, sees the future. It's got visibility into a lot of stuff. And then finally the full moon. Full moons feel pretty lucky, don't they? Or is that just me? I feel like the full moon is pretty lucky. Now, when these three cards come together, I feel like the meaning changes completely. What I am sensing here is something more along the lines of what happened here, why the father pushed his daughter off the boat. At this time, we don't know why he pushed her off the boat. But sometimes I think we need to believe that bad things happen for a reason, and they're not actually bad. They might actually be lucky for you in the long run. So I feel like, Taurus, don't take things at face value. What happens, what you see in the coming year. Don't jump to conclusions. Don't get feisty. Don't get into bull mode and, break things down and, stampede and everything. Just take a beat and try to accept the reality that maybe there's more going on that you see. And like the stone, right? I didn't see the brown spots when I first picked it up for Gemini, but I see it now. And I think, Taurus, for you in 2026, there's more than meets the eye. You guys have got this. Just stay strong. We also do lucky numbers, which I don't think we've done for Taurus just yet. So let's roll the dice and see what numbers you get. 5. Okay. A lot of you Taurians might be born in May, and so this makes sense. 4. A lot of you Taurians might also be born in April, so it's one or the other. And last number for you guys is 8, and that is full circle, Taurus. This is literally symbolized often as the snake, and things come back from the end to the beginning. Trust what's happening. Trust that there's more than meets the eye. You guys have got this. You're gonna have an amazing year. Just don't let the bad moments get you down, because the good moments are gonna be 10 times better, or at least 8 times better. All right, thank you for watching. That was it for Taurus today. I will see you next time. Hello, Cancer. How are you doing today? Alrighty, we have this practically white amethyst today, and this is for Cancer. Okay, there we go. My dear Cancerians, how are you doing? How was 2025? Well, we're going to figure out how 2026 is going to go. Let's get started. First up, we have this beautiful Animal Spirits deck by Kim Krans. Okay, super cooperative. We have the Beaver. Beavers are just really something, aren't they? Okay, next up we've got the Moonology deck. This is a beautiful oracle deck and we're looking for one card. And finally, we're going to take that because it just poked my hand so hard. I'd be in trouble if I didn't. All right. We're not doing reversals. So this is what we've got. First up is luck is on your side, and this is a new moon. It's a new moon in Sagittarius. I love the colors. We have the beaver, and if you notice, this beaver is actually on land. It's not in water. And finally, we have the chariot, but this is not a land chariot as normal. This is a water chariot, and it seems to be pulled by eels. Okay. I want you to take note that someone is watching over here. All right, Cancer, let's see what we've got for you. Okay. First up, Tarot of the Divine. I'm putting out the book purely because I want to give you the real story behind it. Okay. The Three Princesses of Whiteland, Norway, Norwegian fairy tale. The chariot is about harnessing emotions and charging down a straight, clear path where the prince may have flourished before. He has learned from his mistakes and now blazes forward confidently. Which is really interesting. And then, as I mentioned, right, there is this person who's watching this growth, and I feel like there is some importance to whoever has been by your side watching you all this time. So we had the chariot and now we have the beaver, and with the beaver you're looking at a very hard-working individual, someone who is constantly striving not just for themselves but for others as well, right? Beavers build dams not just to help themselves, but it helps their family catch fish, just sustain their environment. And I think there's a lot of similarities between this and the chariot when it comes to learning and focusing on what you've learned. And then finally, luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius. I love this card. I love the design. I love the way the archer's bow is pointing towards the moon, because both of these talk about learning. Especially this talks about learning and forging forward. And while he's got a sword, I think the one thing he's probably missing is an archer's bow, an arrow. So I feel like you know where you're headed. You've gone through it in 2025 and you've learned your lessons. And now it's time for you to utilize those lessons and build something. Dive in, build what you want to build, do what you got to do, because you're not just doing it for yourself, you're doing it for your community, your family, the ones closest around you. Family doesn't have to be your own family. It can be friends, it can be the people who you can depend on and who depend on you, right? You want that symbiosis over there. Yeah, so Cancer, pretty straightforward. I feel you guys have got the skills. If 2025 was difficult, just trust that it was giving you the skills that you needed, and you've got your eye on the target. Just go for it. Don't even hesitate. I'm going to quickly pull some numbers for you. Okay, so we have got a 5, which is for May. And so some of you Cancers, no, you're not May born, but still, we've got a 5 for you guys. Oh, we have an 8, infinity, everything comes back together, and 11, 1, 1. That's a really lucky number. So 5, 8, and 11 is the number for you guys. Just remember, you might have struggled. Things might not seem easy all the time, but what you're building is what's needed. It is going to help you in the long run. It is going to help those around you. You've got this. All right. Thank you for stopping by. That was Cancer. Going on to the next. Thank you, guys. Hello, and welcome back. Next up, we have got Leo. Now, I don't have too many stones, and the stone I was feeling for you, Leos, I just unfortunately did not have on me today. I'm feeling like a carnelian. In the meantime, I did feel like just pulling this out. This is the planetary dice, and I'm just going to keep it on the sun because you guys deserve the sun. While we have these 2 dice out there, we're also going to just mix things up and start with a lucky number for you guys. So let's go and see what you guys have. 3 numbers. Oh, sorry, that went off screen, but you guys have an 11, lucky 11, 1, 1. Okay, this is a 6, and then finally we have a 10. Just like the year 2026 adds up to a 10, you guys have a 10. Alright, the way this goes is we've got 3 decks that you can see. They're kind of off screen, but they're kind of on screen. I just want you to know that we're not tampering with it in any way. We're gonna shuffle each of them and pull cards, or let's see what falls. We want 1 card per deck, though a few signs have wanted more and pushed me for it, so we've let that happen, but mostly we just want 1 card. So let's see what we have in store for 2026 for Leo. The Hawk. Wow. Alrighty, we're not doing reversals today, so we're just gonna take it as it is for face value. We have a beautiful hawk with all those fiery Leo-like colors. Awesome. Next up, we have the Moonology deck. Sometimes some of you want more than 1 card, and this time we're going to accept it. I will show you what those cards are in just a moment. We've got 1 Tarot of the Divine card, we've got 2 Moonology cards, and we have the Hawk from our Animal Spirit Guidebook. Okay, I'm gonna flip this first. I don't know why I'm feeling it. 4 of Cups. Okay. Right away, Leo, I'm gonna tell you this. What you see is not all that is there. Because we've got 3 cups in front of you and we've got 1 cup behind you. And we've got 3 beautiful birds in front of you and 1 completely unsuspecting bird behind you. I'm so excited to see what this story is about because, again, I have somehow never read this. And finally, Moonology deck. We have got 2 beautiful pink toned cards. Do you see how everything's got like a red and pink tone going on? First up, we have this beautiful full moon in Sagittarius. Look at the bigger picture. Guys, I didn't do this, but you can see that yourself. And then we have got the cardinal moon. Be bold and make the first move. All right. I feel like I've been stacking them side by side for all of the others, but for you guys, Leo, you guys need it done differently, don't you? All right. I'm sorry if that's not straight. Again, this is the very first time we're making videos. We've done lives a long time ago. I've been reading since 2005, and it is in 2025 that I'm actually making a video on this. So yeah, it's always time for a first. Okay, so 2 parts, Leo. 2 parts to your reading. One is this, and then the other is this, and we're going to look at the story first, and then we're going to come back to everything else. The Nightingale, Denmark, Danish folktale. I did not suspect that was Danish, given the very Chinese, East Asian style of art. I could be completely wrong. I probably am, but yes, that is very pretty. The Four of Cups represents romanticizing bad choices while ignoring the good alternatives before you. It is coveting what is superficially better, neglecting a plain nightingale who can actually sing away death. Okay. I'm going to let that sink in for a moment there. All right, so let's dive just a little deeper. I'm not sure why this moved, but we have a new sign. Can you see that? Yeah. Let's just keep that on side and come back to it. So the first piece that we had was with the Four of Cups, and the lesson here was to look at the bigger picture. Then we've got this, which says, look at the bigger picture. I completely forgot that it said that when I said it. Then we've got the hawk, and the hawk really is something that is flying above us, and it can see everything, and it knows what to narrow down on. It knows what to focus on, and I think that's really important. And finally, we've got the cardinal moon, which is be bold and make the first move. Now, if you see, this isn't a full moon, right? It's almost just like the top part of the moon here. I think what this is asking of you is, while it is saying be bold and take the first move, Leo, I think what it's also saying is you have it in you to see what needs to be seen. You know which direction to follow. You have the position to see what needs to be seen. There's something hiding in plain sight. Step back, look around you, take things in, make sure you're looking at the big picture, and go for it. Because I don't think you're as lost as some people might think you are. You're not just vibes and loud voices. You are a strategic thinker. You are someone who understands people. You have the ability, you have the skills. You can do whatever you put your mind to, but right now you are stuck in tunnel vision and you need to see the bigger picture. And that's kind of all I have for you here. Look at the bigger picture, guys. You've got what it takes. The solution to your problem is coming in 2026, and you will finally see it. It's been hiding in plain sight. Yeah, then that's all I've got. Okay. Thank you. If you have questions, you can drop it down in the comments. I know this was a little more vague than the other cards, but I hope this gives you some optimism for the year ahead. All right. Bye. Hello, and welcome to the next set, my beautiful Virgos. I hope you all are doing well. This is going to be a very quick reading. Now, for you guys, I have this beautiful light yellow stone that was just calling out to me from the moment I started this reading. Yeah, I'm going to keep her here. Feels like a him, actually, so I'm going to keep him here. And let's dive in. We've got 3 decks. We are going to be pulling 1 card from each deck, though a few zodiacs have wanted more. Apparently, you guys do as well. This is diametrically opposite, and I'm going to point out the fact that these are literally opposites. And okay, let's get this here. Yeah, there we go. And this as well, it's just two stark things. I feel like there are two big things that are going to happen this year. Or Virgo, are we looking at a lot of relationship stuff? I feel like that could be one approach. Or maybe finding someone who reflects what you need. But a big part of me felt like pulling this card out, so we're going to pull this out. We have the gibbous moon. I will show you this in more detail in just a moment. Okay, and then finally, Tarot of the Divine. Guys, Virgo, what is going on with you guys? What is the rush? I mean, I love it, but okay. We have the Star. For this one, I'm, as always, going to look at the mythology story behind this. Want to see what the story was behind the star, and then I'm going to just riff off the others because I'm already feeling it. Sister Alyonushka, and brother Ivanushka. The star is a symbol of hope after disaster, the need to remain positive after misfortune, to remember that things can get better again. It is staying calm and open to future possibilities, seeing your situation with open eyes, mind, and heart. Okay. I think that resonates. We can only see the one girl here, but she has got her pet with her. And so she's not alone. She's not alone. She's got like this beautiful little goat with her, right? We've got the swan, and the swan is also not alone, even though it seems like it's alone at first. It's not alone. Finally, we've got the raccoon, and it is keeping warm in its own fur. Beautiful, beautiful creature. What I'm seeing for you here, Virgo, is coming up to 2026, things might have felt lonely. I know I said relationships. I'm not saying no to relationships. I'm saying maybe. But I think in 2026, you will find someone who reflects you in the way you need. Someone who will support you when you're down, keep you warm in the cold. Do you see how this girl is hugging on to the goat and how the raccoon has wrapped himself up with his tail? You're going to find someone who supports you, who is with you through the dark moments, and that is going to be what you need. That's going to be what you've been looking for. I think you just need to stay strong, because that person is coming and you're close to achieving your goal, and they're going to help you get to your goal. But yeah, this is a very short reading, but it's as clear as, well, the gibbous moon and the star and just all of them coming together, Virgo. Whatever you've been looking for, whatever you've been trying to do is coming to you. You are going to find someone who helps you along the way. They don't need to take credit for it. You don't have to worry that, someone else is going to do what you're trying to do. No. Whatever it is that you need to achieve, they're going to help you cross the finish line. You have got this. You've been working at it. You've got the skills. You just need someone to steer you in the right direction, and that person is coming. All right. Let's look at 3 numbers, and then this is going to be it for you guys. All right. First number is the number 3. The second number is number 7. And our last number is number 1. All right, so 3, 7, and 1. Virgo, those are your numbers. If you've been feeling alone, you don't have to. Someone is coming to support you. If you have been feeling alone in your relationships, you're going to find someone who's going to help you. If you've been stalling at school, someone is going to help you there, an advisor, a guide, a mentor, a study aid, an RA, or someone who's going to help you, with your education. And if it's work, then yeah, another mentor of a different form, or an investor, or someone who's going to help you get to your goal. You've got this. Everything is coming together. You're not going to be alone. You're not going to be out in the lurch. All right, that is all for you today, Virgo. Thank you for joining us. Have a great day. Bye. Hello, and welcome to my lovely Libras. I have to admit, I have a soft spot for you guys because I am also a Libra. But yes, let's dive right in. For you today, I have this beautiful purple stone. I'm not sure why, but I've forgotten all the stone names today. I know what this is, but I can't remember it for the life of me right now. So my apologies. I will try to look it up and add it in the video, or maybe y'all can add it in the captions. But yeah, beautiful purple with like shades of dark and light, and it's so well balanced in its own way. So yeah, let's dive in. We're going to start with numbers for Libra today. Let's see what numbers we have for you. Okay. We have 12. We have 11. And last but not the least, we have number 6. So that's 6, 12, and 11 for you, Libra. I'm going to keep it on 12. That's what I'm feeling right now. Okay, as it goes, we will be shuffling 3 decks and we want 1 card from each deck. Let's see what we get. It's a lot, you guys. Seriously, always want the most. 3 is the max we've done, I think. I think we saw that with Aries. Next up. Ooh, la la la. What were the chances of a full moon in Libra for Libra? I love that. That's just the kind of synchronicity I am totally looking forward to. Okay, last tarot of the divine. Which mythology? Guys, I can't even deny it because it fell flat on the table. Okay. Oh wow. Okay. We've seen this. We've seen both of these. Libra, let us see what you have here. Okay. First up, we have the frog, and it looks like it is caught in some torrential downpour that's just started. Next, we have the panther, whose eyes match the frog, and it's got the most fierce expression I've seen. Like, cards normally have animals, but they're never this fierce. And then finally, we have the unicorn. It's just so pretty, and it seems to have the rain in the background. And I want to call out the fact that there's rain in all of these cards. It starts, it gets heavy, and then it finally starts to let go, and you can see the moon, and the moon looks like a rainbow. All right, there's like so much coming to me right now. I'm going to try to like keep up with my thoughts. A win-win outcome is in the forecast, and I think that represents what we see in these 3 cards perfectly, because starting here, then here, and then here, and literally things are getting better even though it is raining. That's just amazing. And we've seen the 10 of Swords before. It's an Inuit story where the father pushes his daughter off the boat, and he brutally cuts off her fingers and just not letting her get back on the boat. Now, the story, the Inuit myth, is that the girl sinks to the bottom of the ocean and is consumed by revenge. But I'm not focusing on the revenge here. I'm focusing on the fact that something was done, and it was done for a reason that we cannot see right now, but it has its benefits in the long run. The same way with this card and the star, I think this is just a sign of reaching your goals, Libra. I think everyone lives their own stories, but there is an underlying similarity to the things that we go through in the larger scheme of things. And if life has been feeling really difficult, really down, I think things are getting better. I'm just going to quickly look at what Kim Krans has to say about these 3 cards, just so that we're like on the same page as her. Okay guys, I just wanted to get the most out of this. I'm not sure why this came out, but we're gonna keep it. there's something glowy and very unicorn-esque about this. So it's going to join us on the table here. Make a little space. Okay, so as I mentioned, what I saw was the rain, and the rain got worse, and the panther was very aggressive, and then the rain has gone down, and we see the moon, and it's like a rainbow, right? What I miss, but what makes so much sense, is as an animal, the frog, it does live in water and on land, but it thrives in water, and it can never truly leave the water. And sometimes in life, we might be trying to escape some things, and it catches up with us. And we might be mad as to, why I'm trying to get away from this, but it's still here. But it's for our best. The next that we see is the panther, and I feel the panther, it's just... Kim Krans talks about how the panther is not going to let your growth stagnate. There might be situations that make you mad, right? But it was needed. It is there to prevent you from stagnation. It is part of the journey. It is just part of the process. We might get frustrated, but it is something that we need for growth. Might not seem to make sense right now, but it does make sense in the larger scheme of things. And finally, we have the unicorn. And the unicorn, the first thing that comes to a lot of people, and the first thing that came up in this passage as well, was just, is it even real? To me, the way I read this was very different. What I saw was more along the lines of, what you are going to achieve will feel surreal. You've been in the frog state for a long time, but 2026 and 2025 is putting you into that panther state of being, and you're going to see the unicorn in 2026. Look at the big picture, yes, but know that the struggle is there for a reason. You might feel lonely, but you are not alone. You just don't see who's by your side. Right? And the win-win outcome is coming for you. There's no reason it is not coming for you. With the full moon in Libra, I feel like one of the things to keep in mind is just to let go of things that are falling away. It comes back to this struggle, right? Like, you might not like how things are going, but trust the bigger picture. Trust the bigger picture. Trust the bigger picture. Trust the bigger picture. What needs to come is coming to you. And the pink and, the balance and the loneliness that, is perceived, love is coming for you as well. I feel very optimistic saying that, but love is coming for you as well. So, yes, just bear with it if it gets a little difficult. I know I keep seeing this post, and the post is coming to mind right now, which is, God, I have been one of your strongest soldiers this year. This year, just give me a break. It says something like that, right? You've probably seen it. And that is what this is. Like, you've been the strongest soldier. You've gone through the struggle. You thought your path was in a different direction, and then you course corrected, you figured out your path, and now you're like, listen, this is what I'm supposed to do. Why is it so difficult? But you need to stick with it, and you will get there. You will get there, and you will not be alone. You will definitely not be alone. And I hope that gives you some sort of solace. Because if you have been alone for a while, I know how frustrating it can be. Trust me, I am with you in that boat. But know that the right person is coming, and they will be with you soon. And if I remember correctly, one of your lucky numbers was 11. 11 is the number of partnership. But yeah, just don't give up. You've got this, Libra. Life is going to look up for you. All right. Thank you for staying with me. On to the next. Hello, hello, my dear Scorpios. For you, I have this obsidian-like stone, and this might be the only one's name that I remember today. I've been chronically forgetting stone names today, but obsidian we can't forget, right? All right, let's put this down here, and let's put down this as well. We have dice, and we've got 3 decks that you can see that are just half off screen here. We are going to be pulling 1 card each from all of them, and then we're going to be trying to get 3 numbers from here. All right, let's go. 7, 5, and 11. 7, 5, and 11. All right, Scorpio, how was 2025? I hope you had a good year, but let's see what 2026 has in store for you. What is in store for Scorpio in 2026? I felt a card fall. Apparently it didn't. Okay. Oof. Oof. Scorpio, what is going on? All right, you guys. Looks like things are really coming together well for you guys. I'm not sure what 2025 was like for you. Okay. I felt it. This is your card. Trust me. It just, yeah. And normally I come to this set third. Somehow I just went for it second. There was something in it. And yeah, again, Scorpio, what is going on? All right. We have full moon in Leo. A beautiful lion. Don't let pride get in your way. Phoenix, rebirth. And the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups tend to move slowly. This Knight, though, this Knight has got multiple speeds. This Knight has got an eagle up here. It's got a horse. It's got the water, and it's got a person riding it. And while Knights, while most Cup cards are said to be slower, like third slowest, right? You've kind of got like air, fire, water, and then earth, and so these come in third. This is definitely not going slow, and this is the year of the horse, the fire horse, and then this is a bird. The bird's not going to be going slow either. What is going on with you guys, Scorpio? This is a very interesting read. I feel like I need more cards, but we're going to try to see what we have to say with what we've got here. First up, we're going to see what the story is, because these are all from Tarot of the Divine, and they're like mythology stories that tie back to it. The story is Halibu the Hunter, Mongolian legend. The Knight of Cups is a messenger. Halibu is kind and gentle while also willing to take a stand for what he believes in. Halibu provides for his village, and after befriending a dragon, he willingly sacrifices himself to save everyone he loves. Okay, that's some amount of heartbreak and infidelity, and there's also chivalry and affection. That is a very, very interesting card. So I'm just going to put that away. What we're seeing here, the full moon in Leo is saying don't let pride get in the way. If things have not been going as per your plan, Leo, that happens sometime to the best of us. I know it can be frustrating. I have not Leo, sorry, my gosh, Scorpio. Sorry about that, but a lot of times we let things get in the way and control us, and kind of we're so caught in what we expect that we don't see the opportunities that exist. And I think the Phoenix also ties back to that, wherein, I'm trying to channel for the masses here, but the Phoenix doesn't have to be about burning bridges and endings, but it can be about diving in deeper into yourself to figure out what's going on and find the answer. While a lot of the other signs were about people coming to help them out, just trusting the process, this is about looking within very specifically for you. Leos as a sign can often be misidentified, misread. You always think that they're a certain way, but they're very different on the inside, and that's exactly what the lesson is here for you, Scorpio, is to look within. And I feel like this card is also reflecting the same thing, where when we saw this, we don't see a dragon. The story is about a dragon. We don't see a dragon. We're looking at what's on the surface. We're not looking at what's within, right? And I think this year, just slow down, take the time to look at what's going on within you. If you need time to figure things out, take the time to figure things out. Yes, life can sometimes feel short, but there is no rush. You're better off taking your time and doing it right than rushing into the wrong thing and having to redo it. And I think, things are going to get better. If you feel like, you're at your wit's end, there is a renewal coming for you with the Phoenix. Things are going to change, rebirth. You're going to see a new world, but you need to dig deeper into yourself to see it. Yeah, I hope that helps. I know that felt a little vague, which is what I said at the start, right? I kind of wish there were more cards here. But I feel the key here is just understanding that you need to look within. There are a lot of tools around you that'll help you go where you want to go and help you move forward. But the question is, are you going where you want to go or where you need to go? So look within, take the time, don't let pride get in your way. See what's really calling out to you, and yeah, I think you should be having a good year. It's just going to take some time and a lot of self-introspection. Try yoga, try meditation. There are some great videos on YouTube. Sorry, okay. That is everything. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it made sense. I hope it resonated with you. But that is what we have for you today, Scorpio. Thank you for joining us. Bye. All right. Up next, we have... Oh, I had you right here. Saggy, my Saggy. You guys ready? We have this beautiful tiger's eye. Let's keep that there. Keep you here. And, we're going to start with the dice and get 3 numbers for you. And then we've got 3 decks, and we're going to try to get 1 card from each and see what it has to say. Let's go. Almost out of the screen. We have a 6. Next up, we have a 7. Last but not the least, oh wow guys, we're doubling down on 6. Okay, 2026 might be the year for you. I feel a lot of strength with this stone. So yeah, just throwing that out there before we dive in. We ideally want 1 card. This one was sticking out. I normally let them fall, but sometimes you just take the stubborn ones. Honestly, what other animal can be as stubborn as a little bee that has a thriving colony? Okay, next up we have... Oh, wow, you guys. This is super quick. Lastly, Tarot of the Divine. Cards here. Oof. Okay, 6 of Cups. No chill whatsoever. Sagittarius, what is going on? None of the Saggies I know are that eager and energetic, but you guys clearly are. Okay. All right, Sag. You're like calling on yourselves. We've got the new moon. New moon on Sagittarius. Luck is on your side. I tell you, it's going to be a great year for you guys. Full moon eclipse. Conclusions are within reach. Have you been waiting for something? Have you been asking for something? Things are going to be figured out very soon. Okay, I'm going to do a bit of a double stack. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, we have this beautiful, beautiful bee. Could very well be the queen bee. Let's go with queen bee. And finally, we have the 6 of Cups. And the 6 of Cups, we see this little boy giving some fruits and vegetables. Or maybe they're flowers. Oh, they're flowers, sorry. Giving flowers to this girl. And she's really trying to reach out for it. Good things are coming to you guys. All right. I'm gonna very quickly take a look at what Six of Cups stands for. A Danish fairy tale, the Snow Queen. Six of Cups evokes a nostalgia for sweeter times. Kai and Gerda are best friends as children, but when Kai is struck with depression, he leaves with the Snow Queen. Through many adventures, Gerda saves him, but by then, innocence is gone. Alright, Sag, so kind of seeing the same themes over here across this. So, as we saw in the story, the little girl tried to save the boy who, while in depression, followed the Snow Queen, and even though she saved him, the innocence was gone, is what they say. Now, it's not a bad thing, but it is talking about how sometimes we can try with a lot of effort, but some changes are going to happen despite our effort. And the change, whether we like it or not, is happening. I would say that if you've been waiting for something to change over the past few months, over the past few years, trust that change is coming in, and the change is going to be a factor of everything that you've done up until this point. Unfortunately, I feel like there's not too much you can do about it, but I think, caveat, even though there might not be too much you can do about it, what you bring to it is still going to have value and is going to help shape it at the end of the day. So you might not be able to change it, but you might be able to make the most of it, if that makes sense. Because luck is on your side, right? You are moving in the right direction. How things play out might not be in your hand, but where they get you is definitely in your hands. So stay optimistic. I know you're eagerly waiting for something to get clear. Just give it a little bit of time. I think clarity is coming to you in 2026. And even though some things that you might have wanted to preserve are not preserved the way you would have liked them to be, what you contribute to it is still going to make the most of it, and it's going to be for the best in the long run. So please stay optimistic. I think this is a little bit of a different reading than the others, but I think just stay optimistic. Change is afoot. It's going to be good in the long run. Enjoy yourself and enjoy your time. Enjoy the roses around you. Yeah, it's going to be a good year, you guys. Don't worry. Change is coming. Change for the better. You got this. Okay, that is all I have for you, my dear Sagittarians. I hope you liked it, and thank you for stopping by. On to the next. Hello, Capricorns. All right, my stable folk. If you know any Capricorns, you probably also feel the same vibe, that they're pretty stable. So yeah, let's get started with you guys. No time to waste. This is the stone I picked for you, a beautiful blue with these earthy freckles in them. Feels very rugged. Alright, the way this goes, as I've mentioned at the start, is we have 3 decks of cards, and I'm going to pick one card from each, and then we have dice. And from the dice, we are going to pick a number. I was not planning on rolling it just yet, but it decided it wanted to. So your first number is a very, very stable number, 4. Everything that's stable is a 4. Even though 4 can have negative connotations, we're looking at it for stability. Next up, we have 3. For our last number, we have another 3. Alright guys, we're doubling down on the 3 and we've got a 4. Alright, let's see what else we have. Super quick, what is in store for Capricorn in 2026? I hope 2025 was good for you. That's a lot. I'm just going to take the first one. Ooh. Okay, then. That was like 5 cards, and like the max we're allowing is 3. Okay. Wow, okay. What kind of surprises do you have coming up for you in the coming year? Oh, wowza, wowza. Alright, so this is a card from the Tower of the Divine deck. It's all mythology based, and so I'm just going to pull out the book so we get the right story. I don't remember all the stories, unfortunately. At least not just yet, but I hope to remember them soon. Okay. There we go. The world. So first up, we'll bring this up close for you to see. It's a couple dancing, and there are these gorgeous yellow flowers all around them. And then we've got the black egg, and I'm just seeing so much clarity in this. I feel like you're finding your pace, you're getting clarity, and don't let pride get in the way. If something feels right, just go with it. But I'm still going to read this to see what it says. All right, so Hinemoa and Tatunekai, New Zealand Maori legend. The world is the happily ever after ending following a difficult journey. Hinemoa and Tutanekai, I'm so sorry if I'm butchering this up, but Tutanekai represent the victorious conclusion, a positive outcome most desired. However, a conclusion also heralds the start of a new journey. Okay, so what I'm seeing here for you guys, Capricorn, is you've come through some stuff, you have overcome some stuff, you are in a good place, but this good place is also giving you clarity on a lot of things that you weren't really looking at all this while. Don't let your ego get in the way. If you're seeing something, trust what you're seeing, trust your intuition, trust the signs, the signals, everything coming through to you, and trust that what you're seeing is reality, and approach it as you deem best, because you guys know you've been through it all. You've struggled, you've strived, you've survived. You know what is needed, you know what will happen. Trust your gut, but also just embrace the clarity that you are receiving, and don't let what you want get in the way. Just trust what is coming, because I think one of the themes that has been recurring for this 2026 reading is to just trust that what is coming to you is what you need right now. And that might be very difficult to do, but that is what I see. Yeah, all right. Capricorn, you guys made this super quick, but I hope that helped. This is just one of the most beautiful cards. I think this whole set is just so pretty. Yeah, if you have any questions, let me know in the chat and I will try to answer them. But thank you for stopping by, Capricorn. Bye. Hello, my dear Aquarians. Welcome to your reading. Oops, that's Gemini. There we go. Alrighty. For my Aquarians, I have got this beautiful green stone. Do you see how the gradient is just so perfect? Yeah. Again, I have just forgotten all stone names today. It's just very weird, but if you know the name, please do share. We've got the dice, so we're going to roll the dice and get 3 numbers, and there are 3 decks off screen. We are going to shuffle them and try to pull 1 card from each. Hopefully that gives us a little clarity into how your 2026 is going to be, Aquarius. Let's get started. 12. Alrighty, starting off strong. 3. 1 plus 2 is also equal to 3, and we have a 3. And we have another 12. Okay, you guys, let's see what we have in store for you. Starting with our Animal Spirits deck. Yeah, I just felt that, so we're gonna go with it. Some cards just stand out sometimes. Not entirely sure what it is, but it usually works out. I was just saying to another sign that just believe the outcome is for a reason. Sometimes you just have to do that. Okay. This is Tarot of the Divine. I love this deck. It's got the most beautiful stories that come with it. I will be using the book to read the stories just because they are based off of mythology and we want to get the stories right. While they are a traditional tarot card number, we aren't focusing on that too much unless it comes calling. And we are not doing reversals. We have Queen of Wands, the Stingray, and finally we have Full Moon in Taurus. Alrighty. Let's give you a closer look. Queen of Wands, so pretty. The Stingray and all its chakras are aligned and alive right now. And finally, we have Full Moon in Taurus. What unique, beautiful colors, right? And also just saying green. It's not the same shade, but the green just stood out to me. However, this is also green. So yeah. Your dreams need a practical plan. Okay, we're going to start by getting the story behind this gorgeous Queen of Wands card. Queen of Wands is like one of the strongest characters I feel every time I see it. Like just, gosh darn. Pele, Hawaiian deity. The Queen of Wands represents a fiery force. The volcano goddess Pele's rage can be destructive, but her blessings are just as powerful. She is the creativity of dance and the nourishment of rich soil and the chaotic force of an explosion. Alrighty guys, so let's dive into each of these cards. Now we've got the Queen of Wands, who as we read is a Hawaiian deity. She is dance, she is, the soil, she is so many starkly different things coming together. Similarly, we've got the Stingray, where you can see all of the chakras coming together, right? I feel like this is all about alignment for you guys. Alignment is the name of the game for you guys this time, Aquarius. That's what I'm seeing. You need to balance the creativity with the practicality. You need to bring together all your chakras, align all of your different skills, because you guys are super skilled. You know that, we know that, everyone knows that. You've got so many great stuff going on, but how do you align it is the question. I think that is the game for you in 2026. The goals you want, what you're hoping to achieve will come to you, but you need to step out of your comfort zone and align the different, skills that you have, bring them together to make it reality. Just like the deity, right? Just like our Hawaiian deity here. You've got everything with you. You just need to align them because your dreams need a practical plan. I feel that's overly simplified. I think I might have to revisit and do like a longer reading for Aquarius at some point. But you guys have the skills, you have what it takes. I think you just need to bring together all of your different skills to make things happen. Yeah. I'm sorry if that felt really vague, but I think you know within yourselves what the message is. And sometimes, especially when you're doing like a reading for multiple people and like a whole collective, it gets difficult to narrow it down further. But you've got the skills, you need to bring them into alignment, and your dreams will come true. So trust the process, trust yourselves. You've got this, Aquarius. If anyone's got it, you've got it. All right. Thank you. Bye. Hello, and welcome to your reading, Pisces. I have had my eye on this stone for you since we began. Oh, Pisces, I feel like this year is just going to be amazing for you with so much clarity. But let's dive in. Don't think we should start off with just the stone, but I wanted to share it because I felt it. Let's see what your lucky numbers are for 2026. We have a 5, we have a 1, and we have a 4. Alrighty, let's dive in. 3 decks, 1 card from each. Maximum of 3 is what we've been doing so far. We've had to put back some, which gave us 4 or 5, just because that was too much for doing 12 zodiac signs. But what is in store in 2026? Whew, took a minute. But we got the sea serpent and the elephant. We are not taking reversals today. We are just reading what the cards have to say. I said little bit. This feels like a lot. But that one stood out to me. Yeah, that one stood out to me. We're going to go with it. Step out of your comfort zone. We are going to just take this because it came right side up. Alrighty, starting off, we have the elephant. We have the sea serpent. We've got the 10 of Cups. This is a very interesting card. And do you see this wise old dog? And then we've got a very, very wise elephant. And finally, we have North Node. North Node holds so much. But yeah, the guidance is to step out of your comfort zone. All right, as always, we are going to see what the mythology story is for the 10 of coins. Sorry, 10 of coins, not 10 of cups. I don't know where that came from, but let's go. Pan Hu, China Yao legend. The 10 of coins represents the hard-earned rewards of a difficult venture. The story of Pan Hu celebrates the lineage that benefits from his hard work. The hardships he once endured allow him to appreciate his good fortune and retire surrounded by his progeny. Which is so cute, right? Like, who doesn't want that? Alright, so we have Panhu, 10 of coins. We've got the elephant, which you can see like the little fire. It's carrying a little fire. And I feel like that kind of says you should carry a little bit of fire along with all of the wisdom. Because all of that wisdom sitting there is just of no use without a little bit of fire. Also, ironically, this image, Panhu is smoking a cigar. And, well, you can't see a flame, but you can definitely see a little bit of smoke. It's so well illustrated, you might not be able to see it in this, but there's like a little bit of smoke. The sea serpent is one of the more unique cards. And normally you see the 8, number 8, where you see a serpent that's kind of like going back to itself. But here it's a perfect circle and it kind of looks like a bullseye to me. And finally, we've got step out of your comfort zone with the North Node. So what I am getting from these cards is honestly forward movement while, just keeping not so much your past, but like it's very focused on forward movement. Because honestly, when you look at this, you've got the man with his progeny. You've got this elephant that normally you can see the animals either moving right or left, but this one is moving straight ahead. You've got the bullseye, you've got the sea serpent with like this target, which is just, it's giving me motion and like progress. And finally, we've got the North Node, which is saying step out of your comfort zone. And I feel, Pisces, for you in 2026, the lesson, what you should keep in mind for 2026 is everything that you're doing is going to come into fruition, sorry. You have what it takes. You've got the wisdom. Now you've got the fire, and you need to give this fire life. And just stay very targeted on what you're doing. I'm not getting any sense of how 2025 was and how 2026 might change things. But what I am seeing is that it is time for you to step out of your own way. You have the tools, you have what it'll take to build that wealth for generations to come. You have the knowledge, you have the momentum. It is a question of you putting together everything and actually diving forward and trying to, get where you want to go. You've got the tools, very simply, you've got the tools. You will get there, but you need to put in that effort to keep up the energy, to keep up, the momentum to get where you're going. Yeah, I feel like this is a little short of a reading, but I think the message is quite clear for you guys, so I don't think I need to overcomplicate it. But you've got the knowledge, and I think that's what you need to remember is just the wisdom, the knowledge. Take in what you can from those around you who you would consider wise, older people, more people who are in the position you want to be in one day. Learn from them, because you are going to grow. You have what it takes to grow, and I think it's literally on the horizon, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna leave you with that. Don't want to overcomplicate this. As I keep saying, this is a reading for the collective, and so sometimes you just can't spell out the entire sentence, but you know where it's going, and that's kind of where we are right now. All right, thank you so much for stopping by, and if you've watched all this while, thank you so much for your time. I hope you enjoyed the videos. Please let me know in the comments what you might want to hear about more. I've just started out, and this is just for the fun of it right now. I just want to share the readings, and I felt called to, so yeah. Thank you once again. Bye.